Leicester Scott just behind them. Sunden's Way didn't come on well enough in the straight. Then Queen's Rhapsody, Ambrose Pride, Crikey Dick, House Harold, Timo Ragora, and Road to Victory is last over the line.
Take a Moment, 420 and 180 for Anthony Butt. 10, 11 and 13 involved in that photo for second. We'll confirm numbers at Albion Park shortly, but nice win by Take a Moment. 290 Gert the Flirt at Warwick, 420 180, 360 Cool Fortune, Van der Pla 480, 35.30 Quinella. The try has paid 784, and Super Tab figures still to come there on race number 6. Now Gosford was on Saturday night. It's trained and driven by Dennis Wilson, and he's with Sam Natai.
Yeah, and he's pretty easy with the world at the moment, Dennis Wilson, because I think Zagana Fleece is he's going to get into the field with an even run on Saturday night.
Oh, well, there's probably a top 5 or 6 finish, yes, Sam. He's snuck 2 fourths, and so it's 18 points, and I reckon about 24, the way it's looking, will be the cut-off. So he just needs to sort of go around, have no bad luck, and figure in about the top 5 horses, and he's there.
At it again?
Yes.
Will he be at it again?
I hope so, yeah.
Tactics? Brian Hancock suggests he's going forward.
Oh, good luck to him, yeah. No, I have no tactics. If Brian lands ahead of me, of course, it's going to make it more difficult, but we've got 2 more runs to go, so I don't think Brian's going to beat up his horse. I'm not certainly going to beat up on mine, but we're both out there to win, and may the best horse win on the night.
Shaker Maker's about to go around. You'll be having a closer watch on him.
Oh, yeah, he was very desperately unlucky the other night, that horse. He... yeah, if we're looking at it there now.
No, we're looking at your horse, but yeah, Shaker Maker was certainly unlucky.
Yeah, he was certainly unlucky. You know, he really ran a big race. He probably run his last 2 in anything. You know?
A couple of people who might watch this race and they might think, well, At It Again probably should have got away from these 2 horses easier than he did, but it was a very fast last quarter and it's probably not his go.
No, I think just there on the line, as you can see now, when I really asked him to go, he put his head down and surged, you know, when the mare come back at him. Yeah, but I believe I think Adam might have said to me that he's run the fastest last half so far of the series. You know?
That's pretty good.
Beautiful.
So we can't get any tactics out of you? That's no good.
No.
That's terrible. Our punters at home are desperate to know your tactics.
Winning tactics.
Well, I hope it is a win.
Thank you.
He's flying. And,
he's going very good.
And, you know, obviously a few others are as well, and we might work out just where Courage Under Fire stands against At It Again right now. Haven't you come a long way since you both resumed back last year? I think it might have been September when you sat outside Courage Under Fire and he beat you.
And he beat me, that's right. Yeah,
got a bit of revenge on him since then.
Oh, a little bit, yeah, but Brian's had his fair share of troubles with that horse and appears to have been worked out very well now. So sometimes with these horses it takes 12 months to work them out, especially when, in that case, that horse was with Bruce Negus right from nearly a yearling or early 2-year-old day, and they get set in their ways, they're like us, you know.
All right, Dino, Naya's pressing. No tactics from Deke Wilson, but he does suggest he might be able to win.
Yeah, pretty cagey. Dennis Wilson will be driving At It Again in a couple of races' time at Albion Park. As they come up at Naya, this Albion Park, Shaker Maker is the top raider from Lombo Repeater, Pocket Me and Newell Star, 9, 10, 11, 8. A lot of depth in this heat. Warman 124, Friends for Life 25, Jack a Smile 221 into 185, Pacini 211, Hit the Spot 62. Now the major bids into 14, Sam mentioned earlier, this has been well backed for the series. At big odds, Flight South 21, Newell Stars at 360. Shaker Maker 2 even, Lombo Repeater 23, Pocket Me 630, and Mick Guerin's favourite horse Cigar at $30. So Shaker Maker even money. Race the win.
Timo 11.
Anthony Butt, no Lyle Creek, but things are going all right in the trotting championship.
Yeah, that's right. He's a nice horse, Sam. He's got a lot of big future ahead of him, and I just thought this year might have been a year too soon for him, but he's got a lot of natural ability, so he'll go a good race in the final.
Seemed to win very easily. Something up your sleeve?
He did win very easily. Yeah, I think the run the first night just topped him off, and no one with a lot in hand.
2 in the final now, East or Lad. It's probably a silly question, but I'll ask you: will you be driving this bloke in the final?
More than likely. Yeah, haven't really decided, but more than likely. Yeah.
Pocket Me quickly. Yeah,
he's going good, so he'll need an ounce of luck from the draw, but he's racing well.
There we go, Sam speaking with Anthony Butt, who won the previous at Albion Park on Take a Moment. He's had a good night. Gosford
ready for the second of tonight's pacing heats. The Trotters heats already concluded for tonight. Sam, your late mail numbers?
I went to Shaker Maker, Yule Star and the Major Bid. That's pretty much the order of favouritism on track. Yule Star, according to you guys, surprisingly long odds. The $4.10 is quite comparable, but Shaker Maker is the raging favourite. A little bit better than Flip of the Coin odds. As we turn over the page, we'll be able to give you the comparison to the bookies. I would imagine he'll be rock solid on all TABs right around Australia as well, and that's the case. In fact, odds on in some parts of Australia.
I will say that Pocket Me at $4.70, that a lot of that is tote money. He's a lot better on track here than that.
He is better on track, but I did mention the Major Bid was the third pick. The Pocket Me is actually the third pick, the Major Bid the fourth pick, but I've got Major Bid ahead of Pocket Me.
All right, key tactics here. Mick Guerin joins us. Yule Star, he's drawn outside the front. We know Tony Shaw's going forward. A lot on track say that the Major Bid will find the lead, and the mail is if he does, he will not surrender, but you can see Tony not taking no for an answer.
I've never seen Tony as confident as he is tonight, Adam. It's going to be a very interesting first sort of 500 metres. If he leads, as we see the ratings for Ipswich, if he leads, Yule Star will win. If he leads, there's no doubts about that. The question mark is, in the first 4 or 500, will he lead? I think we may know the result of this race, much like Holmes DG's heat earlier on, after they've gone the first lap.
Mick, if it is 4 Kiwi victories from, we're expecting a few bars of the national anthem.
I will not only sing, but I will dance if we make it 4 from 4, because we can't win the last with At It Again and Courage Under Fire dominant there. As you see, Shaker Maker 190 on track. The big move for Pocket Me, still at 570.
We do have a galloper in the score up here. We might just go to David Fowler and see. It looks like a false start.
Come on. It's a false start. False start to the first attempt of race.
Jack a Smile. Yeah, it looked like Jack a Smile might have
Pocket Me.
made a bit of a mistake at the start. So this is good, actually. It gives us a bit more time to talk about not only this heat in itself and from a betting perspective, but what implications it could have on the final, and they are enormous. Probably not quite as big as the At It Again Courage Under Fire clash, which is coming up next. But in this race here, we'll get to see a lot more of just where Shaker Maker is at. Isn't this a brutal thing, the Interdominion trainers with more than one runners? And I say that because John Justice has got to scrape himself up off the canvas after having basically a guttering on Safe and Sound, and now he's got to go out and drive a favourite in another heat. There's no time for reflection.
Well, the only one feeling worse than John will be Safe and Sound. He was absolutely distressed in the last 100 metres, and the horse has to back up again here Saturday night, so they don't call it the toughest series in racing for no reason at all. As we see, Shaker Maker 1.8, and guys, for a horse drawn behind a bad beginner, 1 on the second line, what sort of value is that?
No, I'm going to stick up for Shaker here. Look, I think he'll win. I just think that he's...
Granted, he might, but 180 sure.
He's quarter the other night. The way he got to the line, I still think he's nearly as good as the best pacer in Australasia.
Well, Wonder Boy, you know Shaker Maker a lot better. In fact, you're in love with Shaker Maker. If he was a female, you'd marry him. What's your view on this?
Look, I think he's going to be very, very hard to beat, but at the odds, I would rather be on Yule Star, and I say that because Shaker Maker's drawn inside the back row. John Justice has said that he won't be trying for any luck at the start, and I actually applaud him for that, because he's in a position where he must try and get points. He can't take any gambles, so he will snag right out to last. While he's going backwards, admittedly not spending any petrol, Yule Star will be surging forward. There could be 35 metres between them in the middle stages of the race.
You talk about the Major Bid being a possible leader here, Adam. You were touting him as a New Zealand Cup horse late last year. If he led, is he a chance?
Well, I thought his run here on opening night was out of this world. He was 3 wide the entire way, and he just kept fighting on strongly. 6 minutes away to Globe Derby, race 7, as we see the betting market there.
Guys, let's go back a step here. Obviously not too far away from the next heat. The Trotters series, and what we saw in the last heat, Cool Fortune went as good as the other 3 big chances from Kiwiland. Is it really a last sunset benefit?
I'm starting to think that he should be odds on, and most probably will, as we see John Hart walking past us. He'd be pretty happy too, John, after the win of Holmes DG, of course, tonight, and putting that horse back in contention for the pacing final.
Well, he should make the final, and you would think Ouch would too after his second tonight, so it's looking maybe the Kiwis 3 or 4 in the final, but 8 Australians in the Trotters. How different could it be? There'll be 6 Kiwis in the final, and we only bought 7 horses here, so the Trotters Championships, very hard, Adam or Sam, to see one of the Aussies improving enough in 4 days to take that crown.
Well, national interest, as hard as he tried on first night, it looked as though it took its toll a bit on him tonight. He wasn't as sharp as he may have been. Cool Fortune's run was enormous, but No disrespect to the Cool Fortune owners, but it just doesn't quite sit right in my mind that Cool Fortune would win the Interdominion final. So Last Sunset clearly the top pick. They're moving up for take 2 of Albion Park Race 7. $1.90 Shaker Maker. He's inside the back row in the blue and yellow colours, and in the black and green outside of the front is the Main Danger Yule Star. Look for some early fireworks from Yule Star, and John Justice already holding back from the start.
For a start, 21.38 metres the distance. They're ready. On the gate. He's hanging back on Shaker Maker. He doesn't want to be trapped on the pegs. They're racing. Friends for Life began fast with Pacini. Warman was trying to show speed and hit the spot, was driving up by G. Yule Stars wide into that first corner, planted 4 and 5 deep. Jack a Smile just behind them with the major bid, followed by Pocket Me, and then came Cigar, getting a long way back early. Lombo Repeater. Flight South is second last, and Shaker Maker is last of all, 12 lengths off the lead. Trying to sort themselves out. Friends for Life was in front. Coming around the outside at a screaming speed was Yule Star and hit the spot, just kicked up in the centre, and the pace is electric in the early stages. They're out by 3 lengths on Warman, followed by Pacini, 2 lengths away the major bid, and then came at the head of the others Jack a Smile. Well back in the field was Pocket Me, Cigar, and then came Lombo Repeater. Shaker Maker second last, suited by this fast speed, and Flight South last of all. 25 lengths first to last, and the lead time was in 36.5. Yule Star finally assumed control, but at some odds he went very hard to get there. Friends for Life is second, Hit the Spot is third, and Warman is fourth. Here comes the major bid, ranging up 3 wide around Pacini in the centre, and over on the inside came, as they head down for the bell, Jack a Smile. Pocket Me's going forward. Cigar tracks him up, in turn tracked forward by Lombo Repeater. Shaker Maker second last in the 3 wide line, 8 lengths off the lead. Work to do, and Flight South is last of all as they leave the home straight in the first quarter of the last mile. In 28.7, and the front runner was Yule Star. He's probably been able to soften up just a shade in the middle stages. The major bid is ahead away on the outside, and third and 3 wide was Pocket Me. Friends for Life behind the leader, then came Hit the Spot. Trailing 3 wide, Cigar. Warman pegged away, followed by Pacini. Lombo Repeater, Jack a Smile. Shaker Maker is going to have to make one big run, and it's going to have to come very, very wide. He's still second last, and Flight South was last of all. The second quarter, 29.8. The half was paced in 58.5. Can Yule Star keep going? He travels off the back and neck in front of the major bid. Followed 3 wide by Pocket Me, starting to wind up. Lombo Repeaters coming right around them. Shaker Makers tracking it forward, and still there was Cigar as they run the third quarter in 29 and 1. It's been pace aplenty. Yule Star's in front, but I can see something coming. It's called Shaker Maker, and he's coming with a big run right down the outside. Yule Star's in front. Here comes Shaker. Can he get there? Yule Star still with the lead. Shaker Maker's going to beat him. Big win. Shaker Maker beat Yule Star, and Lombo Repeater ran third. Then came Cigar, followed by, at the head of the others, Jack a Smile, Warman, Pocket Me, Hit the Spot, Flight South, the major bid, Pacini, and last over the line, Friends for Life.
Oh, big win. Shaker Maker over Yule Star and Lombo Repeater. Pretty exciting heat, that one. As we're about to head to Ipswich, this is race 9. And they were holding for Albion Park. $1.80 for Golden Danny. Star Lombo Repeater. Quinella paid $3.40. Trifecta $40.30. And at Ipswich, $3.5. And on this occasion, it was Shaker Maker. Now, Sam Natai, I think, is about to grab hold of John Justice. Get John's thoughts after that win. It's good to see him back on track again, Shaker Maker. Let's have a look at the replay. Yule Star must have dashed about 10 metres clear at this point. Shaker Maker was winding up on the outside, and he's got an explosive finishing burst, and he's charged home to win. Yule Star second, Lombo Repeater third, as we cross to Sam Natai.
Oh, yeah, right. Yep, right, ready to go whenever you are. Okay, Johnny Justice, well, a bit of weight off your shoulders because the first 2 weren't real good.
Yeah, look, it's great. I'm still feeling sorry for Little Safe and Sound, but this horse is just a great horse. He's just a champ. I mean, you know, he wasn't entitled to win from where he came from, but I thought halfway up the straight if he runs second, he's done a great job, but he just didn't want to stop trying until he got the front.
Up the straight, did he go faster up the straight tonight than he did on Saturday night?
Actually, he might have because he just went super. I mean, like Yule Star, I mean, he's no slouch, and he was giving him, what, 6 or 7 metres turning for home.
Everything seems to be on track for back-to-back.
Yeah, look, he's pulled up terrific. Looks like he's got through this run really well, and now if we can just have a nice kind run on Saturday night, we can have him 100% for next week.
Any concerns getting through the 2 weeks from your area?
No, look, it really wasn't. I know a few people were playing it up, but you know, he's a much stronger horse than people give him credit for. You know, he'll back up, no worries, not a worry at all.
We're about to go to your old stamping ground, Globe Derby.
Randolph from the inside began fairly well. Dauntless.
One of the disappointments, without doubt, of opening night here at Albion Park's Interdominion was See New York. Michael Langdon trains and drives this pacer, and Michael, he looked disappointing on paper, but not everything was 100% on the night.
No, it wasn't, Adam. He sort of had a couple of little problems, you know, on the Thursday and Friday. You know, I was hopeful that he would, you know, get over them by the time the race came around. But since the run, he's thrived, and you know, he's sort of back to his normal self. You know, he just got a little bit off colour there, I suppose. But you know, he's got his chance again tonight.
You only need to be down 5-10% or something like that, and you find it very hard to keep up with the class of horse you're against in a series like this. Yeah,
for sure. Like, you know, when you're sort of not 100%, you know, you're racing against Courage Under Fire and Safe and Sound, and, you know, very good horses. You can't afford... You know, it's hard to beat them at the best of times, let alone when things aren't quite right. I still feel that he would have run third or fourth. I sort of, you know, locked wheels coming off the bend the last time, and you know, when you look at the replay, sort of Safe and Sound hasn't really run away from me up the straight. Sort of, you know, my bloke's held his ground.
Yeah. Okay. What about tonight? Will we see more of the gate speed we know this horse has?
I think you will for sure. You know, obviously he was off colour the other night, and you know, we'll be coming out very hard, and sort of I'll give him a good razz up in the preliminary to make sure he's on the job. This is basically your series tonight. If you don't run very well, you can say goodbye to the final. Yeah, that's right. Sort of we've got to probably run in the first three to make the final, and then probably another first three finish or a first two finish on Saturday. So, you know, we're up against it, but I'm sure the horse is good enough to overcome it. All right, very important, I think, to get that update from Michael Langdon, because See New York is so much better than he showed here on Saturday night, and judging by what Michael said, he's going to show that here tonight.
Here we go.
The last of the heats tonight, as far as the Inter is concerned. Gee, Joe Nell's Sons had support here for Johnny Ryan, $7.90. See New York number 2 at 12, down to, in fact, they're big odds as we head down to number 9, Persistency at 11, $2.90 each of 2 at it again, and Courage Under Fire and Breeny's Fella at $14. Okay, I think we're about to head to Albion Park. Sam Natai and Mick Guerin.
Dean, battle of the big guns here, at it again, and Courage Under Fire. I got one on you in the previous, not that I'm claiming it as a massive victory, because your star went fabulous. Which way are you going here?
The good thing is I don't have to sing the national anthem now, so that helps. But, gee, this is tight, isn't it? I mean, I spoke to Dennis Wilson at some length, as I know you have. I just get the feeling he thinks Courage Under Fire is going to beat him. I get the feeling Courage Under Fire is going to punch through on the back of John L's Son. John L's Son has to take a sit on Courage Under Fire, there's no doubt. So CUF's in front, at it again, running line or parked out. So how can you beat Courage Under Fire on last week's run? By being outside him, particularly second round of Interdoms. They both won their heats. They don't need to go crazy.
There's the tote update, at it again, marginally holding the call over Courage Under Fire in Queensland, substantially more on the interstate tabs. I'm going to stick with at it again. From what you just said then, you're tipping the 11?
I'm with you. My gut instinct is at it again is a more complete racehorse at this stage of their careers and their campaigns. But if Courage Under Fire finds the front, how's he going to beat him? It's going to be a super heat. Janelle's Son has come in for support now, 740. Has he really, even in the passing lane, got a chance of beating one of these two champs?
Well, the form students tell me he's got a massive chance. For mine, maybe just a third pick, which is where I've put him. And there's another one that's actually 40-1 on the tote. Go Charles. He came into this series with 111 next to his name. He's not even in the top 6. I think he's around $39. If you're playing Quinellas and trifectas, have something on Go Charles through that. He's $73 on New South Wales. I'm not suggesting he'll win the race, but I do give him a bolter's chance.
Let's talk about See New York. Michael Langdon, so much more confident tonight after what was a very disappointing performance on the first night. Can he turn it around, and has he got the gate speed to possibly stay in front of Janelle's Son? Because unless he leads, it's impossible to see him dealing to, At It Again or Courage Under Fire.
Michael Langdon has given us a relatively good excuse as to the reason why Senior York failed here on Saturday night, but, and it's a big but, how do you turn that around in 3 days?
Agreed. Superstar horse number 9, Persistency. We know he's good enough. He doesn't appear to be handling this track all that well. He is on the markers tonight. If by some miracle, and it would be a miracle, Home for Christmas can lead, Persistency ends up in the trail. What chance him tonight?
Yeah, I think Home for Christmas would hand up even if it did hold the front, so probably puts him out of the race.
You would think so.
Mr. Wonder Boy's just arrived. You late tips, you?
Well, actually...
You're still getting over Yulestar, are you?
Still puffing and panting. There's been a very big go on track for Persistency. Probably the best known punter in Queensland, name withheld, but he has unloaded on Persistency here. So
would that be a punter close to the Gavin Lang team, though? Would he know?
Oh, I'm not sure that he'd know, but...
Is $9.60 value for the punters at home?
It's about double what you can get on track now.
Okay, there you go. That's as late mail as you can get.
At It Again, $2.80's value compared to what the bookies are giving, and Courage Under Fire, $3.10 is about 50 cents or so less. John L's Son about right, Persistency, very big value.
Wonder Boy, how do you see the chances of Senior York? Because he's still relatively tight with punters, 16s now into 11s.
Well, look, I mean, we've spoken to Michael Langdon and got the lowdown there. He expects that the horse will lead and get back to his best form, but I can't remember the last time I saw a horse turn around its form that quickly in an Interdominion series.
OK, obviously we're seeing 2 pacing heats tonight where the swoopers have won. Is there any chance here, Dennis Wilson? And let's be honest, Dennis Wilson hasn't been in love with Courage Under Fire this season. May think to himself, OK, I'm going to savage a little fella here.
But at what cost? I just think it'd be against his better cause for the rest of the series, and I think...
So you're thinking there could be a virtual concession if Courage Under Fire leads that maybe he's not beatable at him?
Well, I just don't think that that Dennis would pick tonight to try and test that theory out. I think you get a chance for far bigger money than you would tonight. Dennis is definitely going out there to try and win, but Brian Hancock, I think... Just maybe John L's Son could head them all off here. At least we know he's going to try. That will help Courage Under Fire trail through nicely. So, look, this is going to be very interesting, the first couple of 100 metres. It's nothing we haven't told you earlier in the night, but whoever finishes in front of who, At It Again or Courage Under Fire, will have a big advantage. And I'm interested about this money for Persistency because... Why? Why has he been so heavily back when he's following out a horse that we all expect will surrender and not hold the lead?
Is there any mail Home for Christmas may hold the lead?
Well, I mean, look, he's been flat out trying to even make it into the race tonight. He's had a fitness scare. I think it was only lunchtime today they decided they'd actually push ahead and start him in the race. How much pressure can he handle if he's absolutely surged at by Senior York and also John L's Son?
Well, this is a remarkable thing to say. We've seen 2 quite unbelievable Interdominion pacing heats tonight. This may be the best heat of the night. This may decide who starts or who is favourite for the final tomorrow morning when you read your paper. So going to be a super race as we see the result from Nye. It's down to business here, the last Interdominion pacing heat tonight. And here's David Fowler.
TAB favourite, number 10, At It Again, $3. 11, Courage Under Fire, $3.40. Let's see what happens at Barrier Eyes. They're set to go. All set. Racing. Good line off the front, saw beginning well Home for Christmas, Senior York and John L's Son surging forward. Go Charles just behind them, At It Again well away, and straight away Courage Under Fire's onto his back. Persistency driving up on the inside to be on the pegs, followed by Pick Me Pockets, and then came Breeny's fella, Trois Frères, Franco Lotsmore, and Greek Gambit is last of all on settling down. Senior York's in front, Langdon had a sustained peep around to the right. He saw Go Charles striding up on the outside. Home for Christmas is going to balance up third, and fourth was John L's Son in a 1-1 trailer. Here's a move by Pick Me Pockets, but At It Again came out in front of him. He's going forward. Wilson on At It Again. He's going to get over nice and handy as they travel inside the mile, and the lead time was paced in 37.9. Not overly flash. Senior York in front. At It Again where he likes to be. Nice and close. He can do it tough. He's second the outside. Third on the inside is Home for Christmas. Travelling 1-1 now, Go Charles, and Pick Me Pockets is stranded 3 wide, and he won't get in. Persistency was next, followed between runners as they come around the bend by John L. Sun. Well, Courage Under Fire has worked onto the back of Pick Me Pockets. In turn, Brady's Fella goes up 3 wide. Then Greek Gambit, Franco, lots more, and Trois Frères is last of all. First quarter of the last mile, 31 seconds. See New York attempting to lead all of the way from At It Again, who's breathing down his neck. Third, Home for Christmas. Fourth, the outside, Go Charles. 3 wide and fifth as they leave the home straight. Pick Me Pockets, he's had a hard run. Courage Under Fire, 4 to 5 lengths off the leaders, but within striking distance. Persistency is going to need some luck. He's pegged away on the inside, followed by John L. Sun. Breedy's Fellas still tracking Courage Under Fire. Then came Greek Gambit, Franco, lots more, and Trois Frères. The roughy local whips them in. Down the back, 700 left to go. Second quarter, 31.5, 62.5 the half. Slowest heat so far, suiting these front markers, particularly At It Again outside of See New York. But Langdon is swinging against See New York. He's got something to offer. He's a half in front of At It Again. Then Home for Christmas. Pick Me Pockets, Go Charles. Hancock is going to have to bide his time, but he's about to come soon, I'd say. He's still 5 or 6 lengths off the lead and in some bother, I'd suggest. Then Persistency, third quarter in 28 and 4. See New York and At It Again. They've got it on the bend. They're out by 2 on Home for Christmas. Persistency working into the clear. Courage Under Fire can't reach them. See New York tackled hard by At It Again. Wilson drives him to the lead. Here's Gavon Persistency flying late. At It Again's in front. Gets there. Persistency made great ground. See New York third. Home for Christmas fourth. Courage Under Fire and Breedy's Fella together. Followed by Go Charles, Trois Frères, John L. Sun, Pick Me Pockets, Greek Gambit, and Franco lots more is last over the line. At It Again's got the money. 2 heat wins on the board. He's got the money, 290 and 150. Persistency, number 9, Gavin Lang second, a place tote of $2.20. And third in the race, See New York, number 2 at $2.60. Well, that was the slowest heat you'll find. Once At It Again, gee, Dennis Wilson's driving with inspiration. He saw the pace was slackening off, and he can do that with At It Again. He's got a very strong horse, one of the strongest, if not the strongest pacer in Australia. He parked outside See New York. They developed it into a sprint home. The last quarter will be interesting. 27 seconds. 58.4 or 28.4 and 27 makes it a 55.4 last half. The overall time is 2:35.9. The rate is 1:57.3.
10, 9 and 2 on the last heat of the Inters for this night anyway. Of course, it resumes again on Saturday night. At It Again. Gee, what a story Persistency would be if it could win the final. And See New York in third spot, 10, 9 and 2. And Courage Under Fire just found wanting tonight, has finished about midfield. OK, we'll be... Johnny Mack is Dennis Wilson.
Well, things seem to be going OK for you.
Absolutely, Sam. Couldn't be better. 2 for 2. So here's hoping for a bit of luck through the week and through the next heat on Saturday night, and then hopefully we can come up with a marvel in the NPD in the final.
The best part about his runs is that he's not being asked to do a lot early.
No, he's... I always maintain that horses that don't do much early, they'll still finish these good races off, you know. So we're trying to get him through the series by getting the most points, which we've succeeded so far, but getting the easiest runs also, you know.
Interesting, people might think at the end they got close to him again, but another sizzling last quarter, 27 seconds.
Is that what he ran? He didn't feel like... He fools you this all. He feels like you're going about 28.2 or something, you know.
All right, so what do you do between now and Saturday?
Not a lot. Just really can walk around Ian McMahon's farm.
So that rumoured injury obviously didn't affect him?
Oh, no, I just probably one of those crackpots get on the internet, you know. They ought to burn the internet. It's the worst thing in the world.
On that note, Dean, I'll let you have it.
Yeah, oh, thanks very much, Sam. Talk about handballing. Hey, at Albion Park in pre-race formation here prior to the last as we head back to Adam, Sam and Mick.
Well, you're 2/3 right, Dean. We've given Adam the spare after a woeful tipping performance tonight, but on track here, Big Drifter, Attack Life. The bookies tell me he's the best horse in the race. All the good...
One out of a hat, but we'll certainly see what we can do anyway, Dean. And let's talk about some of these performances here tonight, guys. Absolutely amazing racing, really from start to finish, incredibly, and you couldn't call it a low light, but perhaps the only disappointment of the heats was the almost scandalous tempo they went in the last heat, which was won by At It Again, taking nothing away from him, but it was the least interesting of 3 incredible heats.
Well, it's interesting you say that because most bookies and punters have taken your lead, and Shaker Maker is now the favourite for the Interdominion Championship at 3-1. At It Again is 7-2.